Hi, BookTube. So instead of doing a traditional TBR for the month of June, for June on the Range, I thought I would do a bookshelf tour because I would like to read majority of the books I pick for June on the Range from this shelf. I will later in the month show you my nonfiction books that are set in the West because I also would like to get to some of them as well. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure how to do this, but we'll go with it this way. So I have A Lady Follows by Holly Newman. This is a Woman of the West novel. Then I have West of Nowhere by Alan LeMay. And some of these books I've recently hauled, so they might look familiar. I have Brand of the Bullet by Orlando Rigoni. Walking Hawk by John S. McCord. Dakota by Matt Braun. Under the Tonto Rim by Zane Grey. From Hell to Texas by Dwight Brucker. Mama by Susan Dove. The One Shot Kid by Nelson Nye. Outcast Gun by Giles A. Lutz. And a lot of these are short, so I'm hoping to just fly through these. The Professionals by Frank O'Rourke. The Orphans of Coyote Creek by Louis B. Patton. Aces and Eights by Lauren D. Estelman. I also try to pick books that, or I'll buy a variety of authors, so that way I can really dive in to the world of the Westerns. So you have Justice in Big Spring by Tom Calhoun. This is part of the Texas Tracker series. And then the last of the Transverse books is The Heart Brand by Johnny D. Boggs. And then we'll just go right to left here. We have Louis L'Amour, because how can you have a Western shelf without Louis L'Amour? The Tall Stranger, Kilkenny, Hondo, and Showdown at Yellow Butte. And another one of these bind-ups is Max Brand. So we have Destry Rides Again, Six Gun Country, Trouble Trail, Flaming Irons, and The Man from Mustang. And this is kind of like an oddball here, but I wasn't sure exactly where to put this one. This is a poem of the Lewis and Clark expedition called Shannon by Campbell McGrath. And Shannon is one of the people that was along for the journey. And this one I got recently from Barnes & Noble. And this is Legends and Tales of the American West by Richard Erdős. And it's like beautifully illustrated on the cover. And there might also be some drawings inside here. And there's also beautiful end papers as well. And there are different ones on the front and back. And this is getting into some short story collections. I have Tony Hillerman, The Best of the West, an anthology of classic writing from the American West. D. Brown, Wondrous Times on the Frontier. It says America during the 1800s. Classic Cowboy Stories, 18 Extraordinary Tales of the Old West, edited by Michael McCoy. And this is another one I'm really excited to read. The Complete Western Stories of Elmore Leonard. And I really like these in papers as well, because it's all old Western covers. Unbridled Spirits, short fiction about women in the West, edited by Judy Alter and A.T. Rowe. Western Story Omnibus, edited by William Tark. There's 19 thrilling stories of the West. And then going back to fiction books, I mean, not fiction books, but, you know, actual novels, we have Two Brides Too Many by Mona Hodgson. And these two books by the same author. This is the sequel. So this is the first one, The Big Sky by A.B. Guthrie Jr., winner of the Pulitzer Prize. And The Way West by A.B. Guthrie Jr. Texas Dreams, Our Family Struggle. Oh, so one family struggles to Texas the West. I can't, by Linda Herring. What does that say? I can't. To Tame the West. I knew that. I knew I wasn't reading that right. Freedom in the Mountain Wind by Misty M. Beller. Another book by Louis L'Amour, End of the Drive. An Offering of Ozark Tellin' Stories. Stars is God's Lanterns by Charles M. Wilson. And then going into my collection of Larry McMurtry, I of course have Lonesome Dove. I've read this, I think, 4 times, like every couple years. I read this last June on the Range, so I'll hold off for a little bit before I read it again. But this is my favorite book by Larry McMurtry, and my favorite Western that I've read so far, even though I haven't read as many as a lot of people. Then we have Anything for Billy, Texasville, The Evening Star, Some Can Whistle, Terms of Endearment, Somebody's Darling, The Desert Rose. I like how all 3 of these kind of go together, especially these 2 with the lockets. And they might be part of the same series. I'm not sure. The Last Picture Show. And then the very last one is a Texas trilogy, Thalia. And this includes Horsemen Pass By, Leaving Cheyenne, and The Last Picture Show, which is this one. And I kept this one in a way after buying the bind up because it's always nice to read a slimmer book compared to a heavy hardback here. And I also really like this cover, so you can show you there. So yeah, there you go. Those are all the Western books that I own. And now I have a clear shelf to reorganize.